Okay, hello, welcome back everyone. Today I'm Kevin from Kevin FMC, and what we have here is my new, at least new to me, Sony a6000, which is gonna be my first 6000 series Sony APS-C camera. So if you haven't realized now, I've sold my a7S, got an X5T, then I wounded my mouth so I couldn't talk at all. So that's why I haven't uploaded any videos at all. And now as my mouth's curing, I can actually talk, and so this is gonna be my first video after this long break. This is an a6000. I got this thing with a battery for super cheap, and it only has 3000 shutter actuations, which is crazy. So let's push this thing away because it's just the books and stuff. Now let's go into fun stuff. This is the a6000 itself. This is the silver finish one, I'd say. Yeah, it's silver, so it does have some marks on it like this, and you can see the scratches on the screen, stuff like that, but everything still works. I think this thing was a video camera before I bought it, then now this is it in my hands. And so honestly, this thing actually feels quite nice, I'd say. Feels, I think, in my hand at least better than an a6400 or a6500. I've tried those two, and this thing actually feels a bit lighter, I think, because of the fact that this thing is made of plastic, I'd say. Or maybe because of the fact that I was using the Sony G Master 18 to 105mm thing, that the huge mega zoom, power zoom thingy lens. That thing's pretty heavy, so it actually feels pretty nice with the Jupiter 3 I have right here, pretty balanced. And yeah, so same thing as usual, you got this EVF. This thing's a lower resolution than usual, so this is under the next 6 resolution, and so I found this thing to be a bit pixely, and you actually have to punch in zoom to actually focus properly with this thing. So that's a thing I don't really like about this, but other than that, this is pretty awesome. You can actually record video for you guys that are coming from next cameras and stuff like that. This thing can record video half an hour without overheating and stuff like that. So this is awesome for me. Then also you get the fact that if you look at this, it actually feels like nothing in my hand. So you can actually use this thing longer than my Next 6, I'd say. For the buttons, you get the C1 button right here, which is for the special menu stuff that comes up on the screen. Then you got this twisty button, you got the menu button, I mean the mode dial button, on off button like usual, and share button right here. Everything's pretty normal, I'd say. Then, and you know what, something I actually miss from normal cameras after using the a7S for that long, for half a year, is having the shutter button in the right position. On the a7S, that thing actually is Yashica 14E rangefinder, that old thing. That thing actually has a shutter button on the top here, which is pretty odd. The a7S also has that, which is not what I like, but that's what Sony decided to do. This thing actually has a proper traditional one, and has a 2-stop one instead of the normal a7 single stop one, which is press super light focus and press in to shoot, which is pretty odd actually. Then for the side ports, we do not have a microphone jack, which I do not need obviously, because I've never used a microphone in my life. I have used once, Rode Video Mic Go, but that was not really useful, I'd say, for that occasion. So yeah, so these are the HDMI and the micro USB ports. This thing being an old camera, I'd say old because obviously Sony has been hyping the new Sony, which one I think, a7C. I actually really do like the concept of the a7C, but for now I only have this a6000. I'm waiting on the Sony a7S price to drop again, so I can pick one more up. Then for the rubber bits, the rubbers on this thing is actually pretty tight, I'd say. Just that this thing actually feels a bit thick, and I don't really like rubber, so I'd rather have this sleek body, I'd say. But being a Sony, you actually have the battery in here, so I can forgive that. For a hot shoe, it's a standard hot shoe, Sony hot shoe I mean. So I think you can like put the Sony microphone, I'd say, the proprietary one, inside here and have like a shotgun mic, which I'm not sure if that thing's any good, but it should be if Sony's selling it. I've mentioned the viewfinder's resolution. The screen resolution is not very good, I'd say. It's subpar, but good enough for a camera screen because you actually have a viewfinder to punch in. Then, if you're coming from NEX, this is pretty troublesome. So, on the A7S, let me go check if this thing's recording. Okay, it is. Okay, nice. On the next series, you actually punch in the zoom with this button right here. Let me go take a NEX 6 to show you. Okay, this is my NEX 6. It's in a pretty bad condition, but at least I have one, so I can actually show you. This is where you'd like punch in to like zoom on an X6, and here it's the playback button, same as the A7S. So when I first got this thing, I thought like, okay, this is gonna be same as the A7S, and I'm gonna press on this, which is the button I usually use it on. I mean, use the focus punch thingy, and I was like, where the hell is the button? I tried this and it couldn't work. I was like, okay, maybe this camera actually does not have any like focus zoom in modes. Then I actually played around the settings for a while. Let me go show you what I found. So the only way I think to make this thing punch in focus is using the AEL button right here. Reprogram to like punch in. There you go, see? That's how I actually did it, which is okay enough, I'd say, but not what I'd recommend, obviously. And for, let's see, the buttons are like more or less a mix between the NEX 6 and 7 and the A7 series with this thing, so I'm actually okay with the buttons. The screen, normal Sony affair, just tilt up like this, 90 degrees, and tilt down like 45 degrees, I think. It's exact same as the NEX 6. Let me try and pull this screen off if I can. There you go, see? It's exactly the same. You can also do this on the NEX 6, which is exactly the same. And one thing I actually like about this is the tiny bit, like this viewfinder eyepiece actually needs you to turn, so you can actually use your finger and like twist it instead of the NEX 6 where you have to like slide it up and down. It actually sometimes smears your screen and stuff like that, so I'm already into that kind of stuff. Then eye cups, this is actually the NEX 6 eye cup because this thing did not come in an eye cup, so thanks to the NEX 6. Then the record buttons are exactly the same place as most Sony cameras, although they did change a bit from the NEX 6 to the a6000. You can actually see the NEX 6 is a bit more upwards. I actually like this a bit more than like this rear facing super unintuitive button which actually goes a bit down in the body, which is pretty odd, I'd say. Then for the flash, this thing actually does quite good. Like you can actually see the flash goes out, same affair as the NEX 6, although my NEX 6 has a dead flash, so I can't really show you anything on the NEX 6. There you go. This is going to do pretty much the same thing on the like tilty side, and yeah, it's more or less it about the a6000. What I have not tried in the a6000 is, I think, nothing. So I tried every single setting I could, and it's pretty much a Sony camera just with, let's play this video. It's a video of my cat, okay, and let's turn it on. This wasn't like low light, so oh yeah, low light. This thing does not perform well in low light. Let me go show you something about me jumping on a wall or something like that. Let me go see if I can find that particular clip. See, this is where I actually went, and okay, there you go. So this is gonna have me jumping. See, look at how stuttery that thing is. This is at like ISO 3200, I'd say, and it couldn't do it. So this I mean, I am used to the A7S right now, so I've not like acclimated to the next or the a6000 sensor capabilities, but having 24 megapixels on an APS-C sensor, I think is a bit overkill. So, see, the next 6 has 16, next 5 is 16. Why the heck would you put like 24.3 inside of a sensor this small? Like, what would you gain? Not very much. So yeah, that's more or less it for the next, a6000 review. I like to confuse these two, even though I actually know they're like totally different cameras. So yeah, thank you for watching. Hope you liked the video. If you want some samples and stuff like that, you can just DM me or something like that on YouTube. I mean, like, comment, and I'll just post another video. So yeah, thank you and goodbye.